Hello, I'm Cameron. Welcome to NFL Chat with Cam and Chad. Here today we are going to talk about Jerry Jones and what he has to say about Mike Jenkins. And we have some preseason game discussion and some other things going on like Trent Richardson, Adrian Peterson, and the Jets offense. We also have a fantasy football advice segment for you also. Alright, let's start off with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones does not expect Michael Jenkins to play in the opener against the Giants. Chad, how will this affect the Cowboys as they are trying to make a playoff run this season?
This will really affect the Cowboys for many reasons. It will it will they will struggle against the Giants' pass offense with Victor Cruz, Mario Manningham, and Eli Manning. He is their best corner, and they don't have any other real good corners who can step up because Morris Claiborne is still injured.
Alright, moving on to the preseason games. First game tonight, Eagles and Browns. A preview of the season opener for the Browns and Eagles. It's at 7:30 tonight. Alright, the Eagles quarterback Michael Vick, he is injured, and the Browns, Trent Richardson, he will be ready for the opener, but he will not play in the preseason game. Chat, how will both teams be affected for the season opener and this last preseason game?
I think the Browns should not worry about this preseason game with Trent Richardson because they do not need to play in tonight's game. They'll be able. He's been working out with them in practice, and he'll be ready for the opener just fine. As for Michael Vick and the Eagles, I'd be somewhat worried about him because the offensive line is struggling, and its continuing rib problems seem to get worse and worse.
Alright, moving on to Falcons and Dolphins. Ryan Tannehill, he will play in the season opener, but the Falcons' defense is okay, and Matt Ryan, he is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL today. So how will the Falcons do against the Dolphins? Ryan Tannehill possibly starting Matt Moore.
I think the Falcons will do just fine against the Dolphins. The Dolphins do not have a good passing game, good wide receivers, which is where the Falcons struggle at corner. As for the running game with Reggie Bush, I think it'll be good to see because the Falcons' defensive line is very inconsistent, and Reggie Bush is real fast and he's able to get to the outside, so he'll be able to test the defensive line and the corner.
Yes. Alright, Patriots and Bucks at 7:30. Josh Freeman, quarterback for the Bucks, he has not been performing that well this season. How will he do against this strong Patriots defense?
I think he'll struggle against this Patriots defense. They have one of the best defense. They will probably be one of the most improved defenses in the league with this year, with draft picks Dante Hightower and proven veterans Vince Wilfork and Gerard Mayo. As for the Patriots offense, we'll be able to see what Tom Brady can do after barely playing at all in the preseason so far.
Yes, Tom Brady is gaining some rest for the real season. Seahawks and Chiefs at 8 o'clock. The Seahawks, they really just need talent overall. They may start Matt Flynn, but also rookie Russell Wilson is a possibility. And the Chiefs, they are a uprising team in the NFL. How will the Chiefs do against the Seahawks?
I think the Chiefs will have a tough challenge against the Seahawks. The Seahawks are one of the top defenses in the league, and the Seahawks offense with running back Marshawn Lynch should do somewhat well against the Chiefs, who has an inconsistent defense.
Yes, I agree with you. Alright, moving on to Chargers and Vikings. Phillip Rivers has been really inconsistent this preseason. He's thrown interceptions, made some bad decisions, but also Vikings running back Adrian Peterson will not play in this game. How will the Vikings be affected by Adrian Peterson not playing in preseason games?
I think the Vikings will be deeply affected without Adrian Peterson. He'll Christian Ponder to perform well. And he mainly only has one wide receiver in Percy Harvin, who is very injury prone. And also the Vikings ground game will struggle because they do not have another proven running back besides Adrian Peterson.
Oh yeah, last game of the night, Bears and Giants at 8 o'clock. You can catch that on CBS. All right, Giants, they reigning Super Bowl champs, but they are not the same team. And the Bears are going to be one of the best offenses in the game this coming season. How do you think the Bears offense will do against the Giants defense, Chad?
I think the Bears offense should do very well against the Giants' injury-filled defense. Jay Cutler should perform especially well against the Giants' weak secondary, and we should expect Brandon Marshall to have a good game tonight as well.
Yes. All right, moving on to some more news. Browns running back Trent Richardson is expected to play in the opener, but he will be limited. All right, Chad, how do you think this will affect the Browns' running game of him being limited and not playing in any preseason games? He's just gonna be out there.
This will put a lot of pressure on Brandon Weeden and everyone else in the offense to perform well. And something else that will put more pressure on them. The Eagles' defense led the league in sacks last year, so I think the Browns will really struggle against the Eagles.
Yes, the Browns' offense does need some help. All right, Vikings running back Adrian Peterson will dress for warm-ups on Friday. And Adrian Peterson, he is recovering from a torn ACL-MCL injury. How will he do in the first game of the NFL season?
I think Adrian Peterson will be very limited in the first week of the NFL season. He has not gotten to play all training camp, and I doubt the Vikings will play him in the fourth game of the preseason, just so that he won't have the chance for another injury. So I think the Vikings will really struggle the first few games while Adrian Peterson is getting back into the way of the Vikings play them.
All right, yes. Also, New York Jets offense, they are struggling right now. They haven't gotten an offensive touchdown in 3 preseason games this preseason. How do you think the Jets offense can get better, Chad?
I think the Jets offense can get better. It is if they need to find a quarterback between Mark Sanchez or Tim Tebow. They either need to start one or the other just so they can have proven consistency with the offense so the players know what to expect. And also, they need to start running the Wildcat in preseason games instead of keeping it a secret and just running it in practice.
How effective do you think the Wildcat offense with Tim Tebow will do against defenses?
Wildcat will be very effective with Tim Tebow. He perfected it very well at Florida, and he did it somewhat well at Denver. But I think the teams that he plays against in the AFC East have weak defenses except for the Patriots, so he should be able to do somewhat well.
Okay, yeah, we have some fantasy football advice for you. We have good snags that you can grab in the 5th round. Eric Decker, Vincent Jackson, Torrey Smith, Julio Jones, and Brandon Lloyd. All great wide receivers. Chad, how do you feel about these wide receivers that you can get good snags in the 5th round?
All those wide receivers can put up great, consistent numbers. They're very unrecognized, and they have great quarterbacks around them as well, who will be able to get them the ball.
Yes, I agree. All right. That's all we have for today on NFL Chat. Cam and Chad. Catch us Monday through Friday. Thanks, Chad.
You're welcome.